To make it with you, BBC Hereford and Worcester coming up to 2:30, and joining me in our Hereford studios are Jules and Carl from the Appletree Theatre Film Company. Good morning, good afternoon, you two.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Hello. Well, I'm glad you found us because you were in Hereford for a meeting or two. Let's talk about the Appletree Theatre and Film Company. What does it do? How long has it been doing it?
We've been a theatre and film company for about 2 years now, and we started with more theatre than film, to be honest, but found that the filming side has grown to such an extent that we've incorporated it into the name, and at least half of our activities are film-based now. But on the theatre side, we work in several different areas, actually. We tour. And we've just finished a tour. And we actually spoke to you about this, Mike, a little while ago. Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. We finished that tour. That was really successful. And we also do our murder mysteries. And we also work in education a lot. So we work in theatre and education, running projects and doing bigger community-based stuff as well.
Go back to the films. I mean, how does that work?
Well, that really is my area, Mike. It's Carl here because I'm a filmmaker.
I gathered you weren't Jules.
I've been mistaken many times. I have to say. But the film element we use quite a lot in our shows into education, but also a lot of our special community projects as well, which involve this fusion of theatre, live theatre, but also a multimedia aspect. We finished a project not so long ago, based over in Shropshire actually, which was involving a heavy element of filming, so a professional DVD was made of the whole project. And we're actually moving also into short film production, so it's a really exciting time for us.
But how do you make your money?
we work in arts, darling. You don't make money.
We ask ourselves that question frequently, Mike.
But, I mean, no, let's face it. I mean, you charge people to see things. But, I mean, when you're making films, that takes a lot of time, a lot of money. How do you recoup?
It depends on really what the film is really funded through. There are a number of funding agencies out there. Admittedly, money is tight, but we're certainly moving into the area of short film production. That's something really for the next 12 to 18 months. So we've been quite fortunate that we've involved the filming as part of our larger projects, which have attracted an element of funding.
Once you've made the film, though, you've got to sell it to somewhere. Somebody's got to go in and say, "Oh, I'd like to see that."
Well, actually, that would normally be true, yes. But as the funding that we've done so far has actually been part of the funded project. So it's one of the outcomes of the project, if you like. So effectively, it's only to inform the people that were involved in the project. We do put them out on YouTube, and we do have DVDs. And if anyone's interested enough to want to see the full-length film, then, of course, if they just get in touch with us at the email address, we will send the film out to them for them to see. But effectively, it doesn't have to be viewed in en masse the way you would expect a normal film to be viewed.
I think I'm with you.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't go along to the village hall and see this film going out then?
Not necessarily, although that might happen depending on the community project that it was involved with. We do also do commission work as well, Mike. Next week we've been commissioned by a community council to do a promotional video for them. And so therefore, obviously, they'll pay us for the filming, and then the distribution of it is down to them after that.
Yeah, sorry to have to talk about the filthy lucre, but the thing is, people do wonder about how you're funded. So you get funding from various sources, and then you do the project.
Yes. Our most frequent funding source tends to be the bigger ones, the big lottery, Arts Council, Heritage Lottery, and local councils fund us a lot as well. Our education work, though, is definitely not funded. That tends to be the schools buying us in to do different sessions and different work and projects with them.
Is funding getting tougher, though, because of the recession?
It is, yes. I mean, there's always been competition out there, but the competition has become greater. And I think it's important that we as a company, when we go to a potential funder, that we have a very clear idea with regard to the project, and we also make it exciting and creative and has the right outcomes for them.
How many in the Appletree group then?
Well, there's myself and Jules, who are the founding directors. We also have a third director as well. But what we tend to do is on our projects, and indeed all our touring productions, and indeed the murder mysteries, which I know we're going to come to, we bring in actors. We have a network of actors that we work with, and we bring them in according to the roles that we want them to fill.
OK, well, we will be talking about the murder mystery in just a little while. Right. My guests at the moment from the Appletree Theatre Company, and they are in our studios in Hereford. Now, we're going to talk mostly, I suppose, now about what you've got coming up this weekend, because it's one of those murder mystery things. I love them.
Yes, so do we, Mike. It's our guilty pleasure, really. So we're doing a murder mystery on Saturday over at the Swan at Hay Hotel in Hay-on-Wye.
And there's no point me saying what's it about, because that might give it away. But they are very good fun, aren't they? And you do have to be a bit detective to sort it out.
Oh, yes, definitely.
There's more red herrings than there is on your plate. Is it a dinner as well, by the way?
Yes, it is. Yeah. We definitely put lots of red herrings in and have great fun, I have to say, almost as much as the audience.
How many in the cast?
There are 5 of us in the cast.
Right. And one of them did it.
One of them did it, but we actually put a twist on it for our actors as well. We don't even tell the actors who did it until the reveal at the end of the evening.
Goodness gracious me, isn't that rather like that you get round dinner tables in parties and things?
Well, yeah, but it makes the actors really work hard and, and makes it very real for everybody involved as well.
How long have you been doing these?
We've been doing this for a couple of years now, and in fact, with the one on Saturday is it's just one of a range of murder mysteries that we do. This one is actually based in the 1920s, so it's a really, really nice theme. We have larger-than-life characters. I especially play one who is pretty horrible and also has a very, very horribly large moustache as well.
And I'm afraid I get typecast as Maud the maid.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What else are you doing theatrically?
We, as you know, have just finished a tour of the Browning version of Terence Rattigan play. As far as touring goes, next year we've got a play in development at the moment, a two-hander actually, that's set in the round, so can be taken to all sorts of venues, not just theatres. And we're hoping to get into some village halls and some different places with that one. And that's a multimedia performance as well. That it involves projection and also food. You eat while you watch the play, and there are some sniffy pots as well, some smelly pots to go with it.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about it. So I thought it was going to be scratch and sniff. You have to scratch the actor and then sniff them.
Now, you've been doing this for the murder mystery weekends for a couple of years, and do you have any in the future? I mean, how far ahead do you know what you're doing?
That can vary. As far as the murder mysteries go, we actually did one last weekend.
Yes, it was last weekend, yeah.
And we have one coming up on Friday night, before Saturday night, actually, at Ludlow Castle. And then we're at the Swan at Hay on Saturday night. And then in December, we're way up in North Shropshire at Wem with another one. So, they sort of tend to come in little batches, really, rather like buses.
and you operate mostly in Herefordshire and the border counties and marches and things like that?
Yeah, we do. We'll go wherever we're wanted, and we do, in our other spheres of work, we tend to go over to Birmingham, even over to Northamptonshire and up to Manchester, but we haven't taken our touring, our sort of commercial arm, that far yet, although there are plans.
All right, but just remind us about Saturday in Hay-on-Wye, what time does it start, etc., etc.?
The funnel kicks off at 7 o'clock, and it's at the Swan at Hay Hotel in Hay-on-Wye. The price is £32.50 per person. There's a lovely meal involved and a fantastic evening's entertainment. Lots of twists and turns and certainly loads of giggles. If any of your listeners want any more details, check on our website, which is at appletreetheatre.co.uk, and just click on the murder mystery link.
Is there a prize at the end? Because when my wife and I went to one, she won it and won a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, there's normally a bottle of wine or something involved, most definitely. And if you're coming, please come in costume, because it makes it so much more fun.
All right, lovely to talk to you both.
And you, Mike.
Every success at the weekend. Keep us up to date with what you're doing. That's the Appletree Theatre and Film Company, and they're at the Swan in Hay-on-Wye for a murder mystery on Saturday. Go to their website, Appletree. Just put Appletree, all one word in, should get to them. if it doesn't, put Theatre and Film Company after it.